Welcome back to the show.
Welcome back to the show.
And now, your hosts of the Card Subject to Change podcast, the four frequency sake tag team champions of the world, the Wizard CZ, and never wrong, Nick Gold.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special edition of Card Subject to Change. I am your host, the Wizard CZ. Joining me on location here in Waterloo is our good friend from Shotgun Wrestling Radio, Zach Takis. Zach, how you feeling tonight?
I'm doing great, man. You know, we're live here in Waterloo, Iowa. The doors just opened. People are coming in. We got a packed to the gills, I would say, show here tonight from our good friends in Absolute Pro Wrestling.
Oh, absolutely. If you are in the Waterloo area, this is great entertainment. $10 get you general admissions. Come on down to the Cedar Valley Sportsplex. Let's talk a little bit about what we've got planned here. This is the
Winter Brawl Classic.
I almost stumbled over that. And that's the big go-to tonight is the classic itself. It is a 30-man battle Royal Rumble type match. 30 men will enter, one will walk out and have a chance at the APW Championship.
And we've already seen kind of the who's who of the Iowa independent wrestling scene here. As we're here setting up in Waterloo, Iowa tonight. I mean, you got guys like your James Jeffries of the world, you got your Bryce Jordans of the world, you got your Matty Stars of the world, your AJ Smooth, you got really the who's who of Iowa independent wrestling right here under one roof at the Cedar Valley Sportsplex, which, if you are nearby, there's still time. I know first and second row are sold out. General admission, though, $10. Come on down.
Great entertainment for $10. Let's talk about that. You mentioned AJ Smooth, Bryce Jordan. Let's talk about that match first. We've got going into the Winter Brawl Classic. I don't know why I'm stumbling over that. What the heck? I've said it multiple times this week. Going into the Winter Brawl Classic, we have a risk or reward fatal four-way. Go over. I know we've got Bryce Jordan, we've got AJ Smooth, we've got James Jeffries, and
Colin Anthony.
Yep.
He's he's been a bit of a newer comer here to Absolute Pro Wrestling. He's obviously looking to make his name for himself. Let's go ahead to it. You know, the risk or reward. Let's kind of tell people what that is. You know, your winner of this match, they come in at number 30.
Yes. They get the sweet spot.
Yeah. The loser, though, they come in at number 1.
And that's a tough hill. That's a tough hill to climb right there. Anytime you're in a Rumble match, you're coming in at number 1. So I don't envy whoever takes the pin in this match. Who do you see? Who would you like to see come out at number 30, and who are you hoping to see come out at number 1?
You know who I could see making a big splash here in Waterloo, because Waterloo loves him. I call him a Waterloo legend. I'm talking about the legendary James Jeffries.
Okay.
James Jeffries coming in at number 30, and for somebody, not that I would like to see it, I think he's up to the task because of how talented he is. I think Bryce Jordan coming in at number 1, and if he went all the way, could really cement himself here in Absolute Pro Wrestling. I mean, Bryce Jordan has all the talent, all the tools in the world to make a name for himself, and he can do that. He can kick off his year of 2025 by going from 1 to 30 and outlasting everybody.
Absolutely, that would be amazing, and he's just the guy who'd be able to do it. Sorry, the lights are going out a little bit.
Still here, I promise.
We are still here. We are live
there we
in
go.
Waterloo, Iowa, at the Winter Brawl Classic for Absolute Pro Wrestling. Zach Takis, the Wizard CZ, 4-card chain, and Shotgun Wrestling Radio. Starting the show, they're going to start the show hot. It's the tag team titles, the 319 taking on the Freeway. And these two have been at each other's throat. These two teams have been at each other's throats for quite some time.
Yeah. I mean, you want to talk about one of the biggest feuds in Absolute Pro Wrestling right now. It doesn't get any bigger than the 319 versus the Free World. I mean, we've seen what both of these teams are capable of. And what better way to kick off the show than with the APW Tag Team titles on the line than these two teams.
And really, I know that the big picture has said, this is do or die. We either win or you're done. So going in, the free world has to win this match in their own eye.
Yeah, there's a lot at stake here for both teams. I mean, like you said, big picture. I've never known him to not live up to what he says he's going to do. If he says that, hey, this is it, that could really be it for him. And obviously, come away with the tag team titles in the first show of 2025. That's a hell of a way to start the year.
Yeah, but you got the hometown boys here with with Ethan Everhart and Jay Wesley holding the championships. They're obviously Waterloo is going to be rooting for them because they are the hometown boys. There's a lot at stake for both teams here. Yeah. You know, you don't want to go down in your hometown. That's never fun for anyone.
No. Like I said, especially, I can't tell you, and I'm going to keep repeating myself here, I can't tell you how big of a deal it is to start your year off with the Wings. A lot of these guys, they've had time off because of the holidays. Not a lot of promotions have been running, so everybody kind of takes time off, recharge the batteries. So a lot of these guys are really fresh right now. So really, anything can happen tonight. Anybody can pick up a victory because of how fresh everybody's going to be.
Yeah, this is going to be a huge start to the show. I can't wait. I wish Nick were here, just because.
Shout out, Nick.
Nick, I hope you're watching. If you're not, well, too bad. But Nick is away. We had family business. One of his kids is at a real wrestling meet today. So
shout out to little Nick. Hopefully he's doing awesome at his wrestling event.
Nick is
those are no joke, dude. I amateur wrestling all through middle school. Those tournaments are no jokes. So I'm sure Nick and his family are going to be quite tired here tonight.
Absolutely, I would imagine so. Also on the show tonight, we mentioned the big picture. He is defending the openweight championship, going up against Alvin Falcone, who I think has a really good chance. Alvin has come a long way here in APW, not just Waterloo.
We are in Waterloo.
Come on down to the Cedar Valley Sportsplex right here in Waterloo for Absolute Pro Wrestling Winter Brawl Classic. I got it that time. But no, this is going to be a big match for Alvin, and if he can come away with the win, but you've also got to look at the mantra of the free world right now.
Yeah. Well, and let's not forget too, another big key of tonight. A lot of these guys are going to be wrestling twice. So a lot of these guys going into this, you might maybe not want to use as much energy in your first matchup, just because depending on what number you draw for that battle royal later, you need as much stamina and as much energy for that battle royal.
Absolutely. And Zach, I think we have a guest here. Let's come on in, grab a microphone, grab a seat. How are you today?
I'm well.
He's looking like $1 million death dealer is what
Yes,
he's
he
looking
is.
like.
I just saw you guys over here and I thought I'd pop in, give you guys a visit and see what's going on over here.
Appreciate it. Welcome to the show.
I appreciate you being here and so I keep hearing you guys talking about this battle royal. I heard you had some guests on, and I've heard Absolute Pro Wrestling having some guests on talking about, they're going to throw so-and-so out, they're going to throw everybody out. Listen, this guy knows, he's familiar with me, that there's nobody better in a battle royal than the Death.
Absolutely.
It's true. This is true. Former Luthez Battle Royal winner for a Hall of Fame weekend here in Waterloo. What was it, 2021, I believe?
Yes, 2021, and I don't think I've never been eliminated before the Final Four in that match.
So you want to talk about Battle Royal experience. You want to talk about if you're going to put your money on somebody. That's a hell of an accolade right there.
And you know what happened 2 days later is there was a show in Des Moines. I won that Battle Royal too. So if you got money on this match, I'd put it on the Death Dealer for sure.
Absolutely. Talk about so being such an expert in battle royals. Talk about your mindset going into something, a multi-man match like that.
I just keep punching people in the face until they stop coming near me.
Now, how do you feel too, kind of knowing, going into this? Oh, hi Tom.
Top shelf Tom.
Top Shelf Tom of the 2 Count. Shout out to the 2 Count Comedy Meets Wrestling podcast. Now, as I was saying before, we were so politely interrupted there. Going into this matchup, that number 1 and number 30 are already going to be drawn. How do you go into this knowing, like, hey, I'm not going to be number 1 going into this? Because you'd rather be 30, obviously, than be number 1. So in your mindset, how do you kind of prepare for that? Because you're like, okay, I'm not number 1, but you could be 2 through 29. Like, how do you prepare your mindset for that?
To be honest with you, Zach, it doesn't change my mindset whatsoever. I'm going to come out when I come out, and whoever's in my way is who's going to get hit first, and they're going to get hit hard, and they're going to get hit a lot. For those unfortunate people that are in that, what's it called, a last chance or the fail 4-way, for those unfortunate people who are either going to be first or last or different, I feel sorry for those. But I know when Prentice hit me up for this match, and he's like, hey, this sounds like something up your alley. We did this last year. I feel like we need you in this match. And so here I am.
What's the sweet spot for you? Having been in many battle royals, would you prefer to come in?
I prefer to come in. I don't know. Like I said, it doesn't really change my mindset. When you come through the curtain and you see the field that's already, and you've seen the people who have been announced, you kind of judge it off of that to see, oh, I'm going to give this much right now, or I need to conserve a little bit. And you just have to know when to put the gas pedal down, or you need to let it off, and just kind of wait out storm when a new guy comes in, and they come in like a house of fire. And that's probably my mindset going into this. But that championship, that APW championship, is something that I've been striving for since day one. And I've been doing this for 12 years. I've been around for a long time. Zach, how many singles championships do you think I've had?
I'm going to say on a handful of occasions, probably 3. And I'm only going to say that just because I know how much of a tag team specialist you are. I consider you more of a tag team specialist.
Let's put it like this. I know you're a big sports fan. I'm new to you, so I don't know how big in sports you are. Let's just say that the Cleveland Browns and I have the same amount of big championships. And it's coming into my head recently that maybe I can't get it done. Maybe it's just not in the cards for me. But does that mean I'm going to stop? Does that mean I'm going to give it up? Do the Chiefs give it up when, they're down 13 seconds? No, they hit a crosser route. Travis Kelce did in the field goal range, right? I'm looking for that crosser route. And I might have more years behind me than I do ahead of me. So it is go time for the death dealer. And I cannot stress enough how hard I'm going to fight. And I'm not going out easily. If you think I'm just going to take a couple shots and some schmuck's going to chuck me over the top rope, they got another thing coming.
Let me ask you this. You've been here all day. You've seen the cast characters in this battle royal tonight. You've been in the ring with a lot of those cats. Is there anybody that you're extremely excited to get in there, and the first second you see them, you're making a beeline for them with your hard right hand, and you just want to slug the hell out? Who is that person for you?
To be honest with you, I wish Aaron Von Buren was in this match. Because I don't know how up to date you guys are, but in October, Death Dealer had a steel cage match with Aaron Von Buren. And I came as close, even more close than anybody has to taking that championship away from him. But it's just another setback. So if I was going to pick anybody, Von Buren. But maybe that's just the extra motivation I need, right? So I'm going to keep trucking along until I see Aaron Von Buren in that ring again. If he loses that title before then, that's who I'm targeting next. I don't care if it's Justin Decent. I'm familiar with Justin Decent. Him and I were tag champs together, right?
Yep.
Held him for a little bit, right?
Just a little, yep.
I'm familiar with the big picture. Me and Big Picture go back a long time. James Jeffries, I've had a couple of matches with him too. I'm not afraid of anybody who's going to be in that ring with me tonight. I can guarantee you that if done and I'm the last one in that ring, I'm picking him up over my shoulder and I'm tossing him into the other corner.
Strong words. I'm excited. I think I'm excited to see how many people you can throw out. Now, I would love to see you come away. I know everybody's got their eyes focused on Aaron Von Baron and that championship. So this is a big deal, getting that title shot. And I'd love to see you walk away with that title shot. I'd love to be there for that match. I wasn't at your cage match last year, but I think that'd be an excellent match to see. Run it back.
I'm right there with him, man. Let's run it back. I mean, you and I have a long history together. We've known each other basically since you got into this.
Yes.
So yeah, I would love nothing more than to see somebody like you get in there and get your hands on that gold, and bring it home to your son and say, "Hey, look at that did."
Shotgun Wrestling Radio gave me my first interview. My very first one. They don't know me from a hole in a wall, right? I'm just a kid that's been around for 3 years. But you and Greg give me a chance, and like I said, when I won that Battle Royal, that was for him.
Yep.
And I wear my emotions on my sleeve, and those two little boys at home are the most important things in my life.
Yep.
And you being a father yourself, you know how what you want to leave behind for them. And like you said, you want to be like, look what Dad did. And I feel this in my soul, that I am meant to be a heavyweight champion in Absolute Pro Wrestling, an AIM promotion here in Iowa, and I can be that guy that carries that banner. I want to be the guy that carries the banner in Iowa, in the Midwest for pro wrestling.
Sorry, I hate to cut you off because you're the only halfway decent partner I've ever had. But I had to get this off my chest real quick. I've been walking around all afternoon looking for an Aaron Von Baron.
I haven't seen him.
Weasley looks like a snake in the grass. Yeah.
I haven't seen him.
He'll tell you he's your friend.
Yeah.
I really want to beat the crap out of him. So I tell you what, you watch for him, you send him my way. Because he's about 30 minutes from getting the beating of a lifetime. Because I am sick and tired of him. I'm sick and tired of what's going on in this business. And I'm sick and tired of him being such a sleazy little weasel and getting by. No offense, I beat the crap out of him. But, I just really tired of this guy. All right? This is personal. I'm going to beat the crap out of him. I want to smack him so hard, his own mama won't recognize him. All right? You know what? Have fun. I'll be right back. Good luck, Justin.
What's gotten into Justin Decent lately, guys? I know you guys have seen his promos lately. This guy's coming into 2025 with a whole new level that I've ever seen out of him.
Listen, Justin's another guy who wears his emotions on his sleeve, and he takes everything personally. And when Justin's at his lowest, when you're at your lowest and you know Justin Decent, he's there for you. He'll give you what you need. He'll give you the shirt off his back, and he's done that for Aaron. But Aaron couldn't return the favor. I don't know what Aaron's issue is. I know what my issue with Aaron is, but I don't know why he doesn't pick up the phone and call Justin. But I guess he's gonna have to answer the call tonight, right?
Absolutely. Well, Death Dealer, thank you so much for joining us here. I know we've got limited time. We've got about 10 minutes left to hype the show. I know you don't know me very well, but we would love to have you on Card Subject to Change for a interview anytime you're available.
I'll just leave it at this. When the bell rings tonight, and that battle royal is done, and you see all those guys filing out, just know that the death dealer was there.
He is pumped for this
Wow.
match tonight.
Wow. Look at, all right, now the party started. Look at this man, Mr. Jason Prentice, owner, founder, promoter for Absolute Pro Wrestling.
Welcome back on to Card Subject to Change.
And what in the world do you want?
I just hope you're doing really well. Are you doing okay?
I'm doing well. Some days. It's a podcast. I learned from you. I learned from you how to do it. That top shelf podcast life.
You're the best.
I love you, Tom.
This guy. Yeah. I figured I'd join real quick because I know we're getting close.
Absolutely.
Pre-show podcast, spontaneous podcast. We said, why not? This guy says, hey, let's do it. Let's do it. This guy's in. We're all in. And look at this setting. This is unique. This is different than anything we've ever done. The Winter Brawl Classic was so special last year, and this year it just has a different feel to it. I know you talked about it with James Jeffries, where just the promotion of it all, the videos, the highlights, everything that has led into it. We've heard it from the city; they love it. We've heard it from the fans; they love that. I think you can expect more of that as we go along in 2025 with Absolute Pro Wrestling. You know,
And the fans have been filing in behind
Yeah.
us since the start. You have a full house here, Jason.
it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
It's a good problem to have.
I'm going to be adding chairs here after this.
Man, we're getting there. I'm starting to see it. And you know when my mother's running around,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know business is taking shape. But we have such a damn good staff, and you guys see that.
Oh,
You guys
yeah,
get
yeah.
here, you see all the setup. You see all the hard work that goes into making this machine possible. My mom is a Swiss Army knife as far as getting her people set.
Shout out to
Maybe-
Vandy's mom.
Yeah, Mama Vandy is the best, but I can't do any of this without her. My cousin Christian, he's more like my little brother, even though he's 6'2" and I'm not. We have such a great team. My buddy Levi hauling the ring tonight, making sure we got a ring. Like, we have so many pieces to this puzzle, and tonight you're going to see a culmination of a lot of things and the start of some big things as well.
And we got Big Ace, the ring
Big
announcer
Ace.
extraordinaire.
The best damn ring announcer, not named Mike Johnson. I got to put that in there because Mike put it on me. He's like, hey, Des Moines coming up. And he's like, am I in? Am I not? I said, listen.
I hate to say, Mike, but I think I'm there.
Oh, man.
Hey, split duty.
We may have split duty.
Split duty. There you go.
You introduce the guys we don't like. He introduces the one we like. we got some big brain ideas in 2025, baby. I love you, brother. I love it, man. But we got so many people. You see it.
Let me ask you, what is seeing this crowd, having this event here in Waterloo, what does that mean to you?
It gets me a little emotional. The Winter Brawl is headlined by the Winter Brawl Classic. The winner gets a cup named after my grandmother. You know, the Diana. We lost my grandma a couple years back, and having something to honor her and having a turnout like this as well. It's not an event that's just based on her, but I know she's smiling. I know she's jiving up top. She's got a great seat tonight. All these people got great seats tonight, and if you're not here yet, you still got some time.
Yep.
You still got time.
There's not a bad seat in the house. If
No,
you are in
no.
Waterloo, get yourself down here to the Cedar Valley Sportsplex. It's going to be a great time. I'm excited. We've got Big Ace in the back. He's piping up the crowd. What are you looking forward to most here?
Well, I think the obvious, you can go right to the Winter Brawl, but I also am looking forward to Risk or Reward. I feel like that's such a unique concept. Zach's had the chance to talk with James Jeffries this week about Risk or Reward, and I feel like there's a lot of pressure on all four of those guys. And when we chose those four, there were some guys that were upset, but then there's some guys that are like, well, crap, I don't want 2 matches. I don't want to go through 2 matches, Risk or Reward, and then that. But even further, you can go through 2, but you may not have to wait. You may not have to get in the ring right away. You can be number 30 and have a nice, relaxing hour break before you have to enter the Winter Brawl Classic. So I'm really excited about that. You never know what's going to happen. Young upstart Colin Anthony, he's got hometown people here from 01. They came to check him out. So he has a little bit of the home field advantage. I also kind of want to say James Jeffries got some hometown people too.
I call James the legend of Waterloo. I mean,
He's got the fan base here, and he's got family here too. AJ Smooth. I think there's a good story with him. He's not won a match. Think about this, boys. He's not won a match in APW. He's had 4 shots so far in different towns, and he's fallen short each time. He's got the pressure's on.
Let's not forget what happened last year. We all thought Aaron Von Maren was eliminated. We all thought Jay Wesley won this
One of
damn
the
thing
biggest
last year.
swerves of all time.
Me, Chris, and Zach were sitting there. Our jaws dropped to the floor when Von Maren came in at the end, eliminated Jay.
He fooled everybody. He fooled his wife, who was punching everybody, saying, "Are you kidding me? We didn't know. We didn't know he was going to do it." But the fact that happened, and look where it led for him.
Yeah.
He didn't win the title at Super Slam, but he left a mark. He left an imprint. And then the next month, took the title off of Ethan Everhart. So even that, you win this match, you are destined for success already. You know, you want to compare it to the big match, the big Rumble itself. It's very comparable. Winter Brawl Classic, somebody's future has changed forever.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be huge. I'm excited. I love a good Rumble. And I love a good tag team match. You're starting the show hot. We talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
The Free World against the 319. That's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, it starts our show tonight, and failure's not an option. We've heard it on socials. We've seen it at the shows. They kicked out Jackson King. We have not heard from Jackson King since this happened, but we do know in March 8th, Matty Starr versus Jackson King in Des Moines. That's huge. That's a huge main event matchup. But the Free World said, we don't need you. Failure's not an option. Tonight, failure's not an option for all 3 of those guys. Pressure's on them. Got to walk out with a tag hold. And picture, my God, what a challenge in the form of Alvin Falcone. Had him. He was this close, and Algona. Picture took the count-out loss, but he still walks away with the title. Tonight, that's not how things are going to be able to go. For Alvin Falcone, this is a huge moment for him, and I look forward to the matchup.
I've been watching Alvin Falcone for a while now, and he is just destined for greatness. Whether it happens tonight, whether it's down the road, he's going to get there one day.
Yeah, he got the 2nd most fan votes for the MVP of 2024. People love that guy. I know Clint Dye on the APWF The Bell Show. Shout out to Clint for everything he does. He said, I think people voted with their heart when talking about Shank and the hometown people, but gosh, Alvin Falcone got a lot of votes, and I think it's telling to the talent, to the human being that he is, as well in and out of the ring, and Big Picture's got his hand full tonight.
Now, what about the champion? He is in a non-title match.
Aaron Von Maren, yeah, he's a non-title action, but what a story. The Cowboys from Hell collide. First time ever, Absolute Pro Wrestling. For Aaron Von Maren, title's not on the line, but you still got to go against your former tag partner. You got to go against the guy who wants to tear your head off. You weren't there for him when he had surgery. He was there when you had surgery. He was there for your wedding. You weren't there for his wedding. He was there for you for every moment that mattered. You were not there for him. Justin wants, you heard him. He's looking for him. He blew right past me. I'm like, hey, man, how you doing? Okay. I'm like,
he's fired
oh
up.
yeah, Justin has a different mindset for 2025 than I've ever seen from Justin.
Well, and man, him and I briefly talked a couple weeks back, and he's like, I just want to let you know, like, have your insurance up to date for the building, for the company, and just know that I have a different vibe to me. It's not just the happy-go-lucky guy, and we saw that a little bit in August here. I mean, you and Nick were here for that.
Yep.
He had a different feel to him. It's still that cowboy, that deadly, sharpshooter. Tonight, I think it's that times a lot more, and if I'm Aaron Von Maren, man, I try and get in and out of that match, and especially if you're Justin Decent, you want to get a modicum of revenge, but you also got the Rumble. You got to get ready for the Winter Brawl Classic. So how do you approach that match knowing all these details? Both men are looking to get in and out real quick for very different reasons, though.
Absolutely. And I know we're butting right up against the hour now.
We are,
We're
guys.
real close. So, Jason, I want to thank you for letting us do this.
Thank you, as always. I appreciate you and the great interviews. You guys had great guests this week, really hyping us up. After the Bell with our podcast, getting with Justin. And shout out, Austin Bayless is here. I know he's watching this right now. Austin's got a big show coming up in February, the 8th, 15th. I knew that. I got poster hanging date in my
Penn
brain.
Central
I'm sorry,
Mall.
baby. But yes, we'll have that. We're going to have guys that are going to hopefully come from here and watch. And also, I'm going to be there and watching it. We got talent that work here tonight that you can watch there. Bayless is a huge contributor to what we do. a good soundboard for me sometimes when I'm losing my brain and vice versa. I know that. So we appreciate everything he does. Give him a check out at Central Empire Wrestling.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to do something I've always wanted to do. I'm going to wrap things up.
Do it.
For Zach Takis and Shotgun Wrestling Radio, for Jason Prentice and Absolute Pro Wrestling, I am the Wizard CZ. And just like Tony Schiavone would say, we are desperately out of time!
This has been a For Frequency's Sake Podcast Network production. For more great content, subscribe to For Frequency's Sake on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.